Sireli Hayranagitsner. Once again this year, joining our march are students from the Merdinian School in Sherman Oaks, California, and Kruzian Zekaria Vasviragan School in San Francisco, California, accompanied by their parents, teachers, and administrators. Our students will honor our Armenian heritage and issue their calls for justice through poetry. Please welcome the Merdinian School students for their presentation of Hamo Sahyan's Hayastan Aselis. Another round of applause for the Merdinian School students. Now our Kruzian, Zekarian, Vasviragan students will now recite Antranik Tarukyan's Ukht Araradi.
Servat.
Gerek shorts.
Ukht Araradi, Antranik Zarugyan, Bini Hasnik Sırpazan ver Gadarit, Gem çönerlere ruperun kömnebeç, Bu aryuni zover hamnin ziyazan, Der Portugal sağuçan avamnin, Beratarla Arabiki biherek, Zifeni aşara cumı permi, Bidi Hasnik Gadarit, Kavneren, Campaneren, Taşleren, Arsori khud krimneru khoreren, Bidi şarkere mertrof atorgin, Mer baberun i khântir sur berazin, Bidi këshrin mertira me anshado, Çagalatrin sem baneştere polor, Bidi hasnik mer çurerun uhovin, Amena sur beraz garodë shepor, Bidi hasnik te aremner izbërqin, Campanner elan të zhoh guariun, Bidi hasnik gadarit. Des, mer şarkere khanta por guari, Des, mer garodë khoyango baharki, Des, mer hoki, Kuçeru besmakur, Ugam gëmer, Des, shayeru besambur, Uhavada, granidja, obasfat, Sırpazan ler havada, Orga hasnik, Mekka hasnik gadarit.
Shadabri, Hariye Gadzek, Shnoragali. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored today to have one of the most powerful voices for international religious freedom and justice join us in our March for Justice. Please join me in offering a warm welcome to Ambassador Sam Brownback to share his remarks.
Thank you. And thank you for being here in front of the White House to bring attention to this issue. This is a critical issue this year. We've got to prevent an invasion of Armenia taking place by Turkey. We've got to prevent that. That has to stop. The White House can do that. They can stand up and say, we will support and defend Armenia. They need to bring the Secretary of Defense, send the U.S. Secretary of Defense to Armenia, to Yerevan, to stand up for the Armenian people and tell Turkey, you're not coming here again. This happened, a genocide, 1915. We're not going to let a genocide like this happen in Armenia in 2024, even though we've already had Artsakh happen with 120,000 Armenians left and moved out and forced out by a Turkish Azerbaijan invasion. We cannot let that happen again. We call on President Biden to stand up for Armenia. Defend Armenia. Say it with me. Defend Armenia. Stand up for Armenia. Stand up for Armenia. We need to help the Armenian people. This is a democratic island in a sea of dictators. This is a place that the United States is welcome as a democratic country. It is a place that allows religious freedom. It's a place, it's the oldest Christian nation on earth, and it's been a bone in the throat of Turkey for a lot of years. We're not going to let them chew them up this year. We will stand with and defend Armenia. This is a critical time. We need the Minister of Defense from Armenia to come to the United States and meet with the Secretary of Defense here. We need to show physically, we need to show that we're going to stand with the Armenian people, and it needs to happen now before some invasion this year. It's a dangerous world. It's a dangerous time. This is a key time for us to stand up for Armenia, is 2024. The world looks at the United States as divided, as distracted. And so the dictators start moving in at that point in time. We cannot let that happen to the Armenian people. These are great people. They've been in this region for thousands of years. They must be defended. We can't let a repeat of 1915 happen again in our watch. We call on President Biden to stand up for Armenia. We call on the Congress to stand up for Armenia. We call on the Congress to stop the export of weaponry for the United States to Azerbaijan. No more weapons from the U.S. to Azerbaijan. No more weapons. 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 We've got to see this stop. We need to support the free, democratic country of Armenia. God bless Armenia. God bless for you for standing up for them, and keep pushing this forward for the U.S. to defend and help and to stand up with the people, the great people of Armenia. God bless you all.
Thank you! Bravo!
Thank you so much, Ambassador Brownback. 109 years later, across continents and time zones, Armenian communities all over the world gather once again, raising their voices in protest, demanding recognition, justice, and an end to this vicious cycle of genocide. We are here today for our ancestors who were burnt to ashes in the churches of Adana. We stand for the infant children torn from the arms of their mothers by Turkish soldiers, robbed of their precious identities. And we are here today for the generations forever haunted by the echoes of genocide. This year, our calls for justice in front of the White House are particularly poignant. particularly poignant. Because while President Biden, after more than 100 years of Armenian American advocacy and activism, finally set the record straight in 2021 and ended Turkey's gag rule on honest U.S. commemoration of the Armenian Genocide, his statement issued earlier today, devoid of any mention of Azerbaijan's ethnic cleansing of Artsakh Armenian Christians in 2023, ring hollow. One could say that President Biden has simply exchanged a Turkish gag on honest speech regarding genocide with an Azerbaijani one. But it's much worse than that, because President Biden not only remained silent in the face of Azerbaijan's genocide of Artsakh Armenians, he aided and abetted it by sending military assistance to the perpetrators of that crime. When Artsakh's Armenians were starving during the 10-month brutal blockade, not one penny of U.S. humanitarian assistance reached Artsakh. In this land of freedom, where the voices of the oppressed are meant to be heard, we demand accountability and action from our leaders. We demand that President Biden uphold the principles of freedom, democracy, and justice for all, not just in word, but in deed. Our demands are clear and unwavering. We demand an end to the Armenian genocide being carried out by the Turkish and Azerbaijani regimes. We demand an end to reckless concessions being put forth at this very moment in the hollow name of peace. An end to this nasty virus called pan-Turkism. We demand an end to all U.S. aid to Azerbaijan